This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com, featuring Anabay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anabay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Labor Day sale and get 35% off paints and stains August 22nd through September 4th. With prices starting at $31.84, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your interior or exterior, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
It's KFI AM 640, and you're listening to The Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. KFI AM 640, it's Conway Show. We start with a lot of fires in the Inland Empire. Yeah, they're raging. I saw some last night as I drove through the area. A lot of smoke and a lot of rough terrain, which makes it nearly impossible for guys and gals to get up there with the shovels. The real tough job is get up there with a shovel and an axe and a bottle of water and say, hey, go up there and wipe that fire out, will you? And those guys stay up there sometimes for days, sometimes for weeks, putting those embers out. And there's fires all over the place. Let's put on Channel 4, Steffush here with a wolf fire, 2,400 acres. Woo!
Hemet High School has been set up as an evacuation shelter for those of you who have pets. An animal shelter is operating in San Jacinto off of Grand and 7th Street, which is about 30 minutes from where we are. Now, the cause of this fire remains under investigation, but right now firefighters, they're focused, they say, on protecting lives and homes, which is why they say people need to make sure that they have everything ready, that they have a plan in case they are evacuated, because they say the time to act is right now. We are live in Banning. Christian Casares, NBC4 News.
Okay, according to NBC, firefighters have radically changed their reasoning for being out there. They're fighting to protect homes and human lives. Oh, and that's what they've been doing forever. Sorry, I thought that was that was sold to me as a new idea by the reporter, but I guess that's old school. All right. So the fires are burning San Bernardino. And by the way, we have a huge audience in San Bernardino. We were rated #1. Belly, I don't know if you know that. I know it's very hard to pat yourself on the back when these fires are raging, but just wanted a little, I'm sorry?
It's odd.
It is odd. It is odd. But I don't know when this opportunity is going to come up again. According to LA Times, we're the #1 talk show in the Inland Empire. So there you go.
Well, thank you, Inland Empire.
Here's why. Okay, here's why it's important. Because whenever there's that news going on in the Inland Empire, this is the show that we'll talk about.
That's absolutely right.
I'm not going to S on those people.
No, and that's why we have Steve Kreager on right now.
That's right. Steve Kreager, who's a retired fire captain from L.A. County Fire Department. Steve, how you, bub?
Hey, Tim. Ding dong.
Ding dong with you. So when you see these fires, do you want to get back? You want to throw that yellow coat on and put that hat on again?
Sort of.
Doesn't sound like it.
I wore out my knees.
I see.
Years
I see.
I just had a knee replacement, and I got another one coming. So
oh, my God.
Because when you're out there on that hill, you got usually a 45-pound hose pack on your back, besides your gear and water and everything else. So it's a young man's job. I did it until I was...
Wait a minute. So the guys, and do they have... I see mostly men walking up the hills with the shovels. There's women doing that too, right?
Oh, absolutely. There's
see, I told you, Crozier.
And also on the hot shot crews and LA County Fire Camp crews, there are women.
I told you, Steffush.
My bad.
God almighty.
Camp 13 out in Encino Canyon is a female inmate camp. There's female inmates also that are firefighters.
Wait, female inmates are fighting fires?
That's correct.
That's got to be a Nickelodeon movie or a Disney movie at some point, right?
No, and I think they have several throughout the state, but in LA County, there's a state inmate camp, Encino Canyon up in Malibu.
Do these guys and gals, these prisoners, do they ever try to, blend in with the other firemen and they're gone?
There's been a few cases where they've walked off. They're all very low minimum security, but they always catch them. Like 99% of the time, if they walk off, they find them later. The old safe at home rule. They just know where they live, where they came from, and they go over there and wait for them. They're there.
All right. So you're saying it's a dumb move?
Yeah, it's not the smartest move, and they get time off their sentence. If I'm not mistaken, for every day they work on a camp on a hand crew, they get an extra day off their sentence.
Oh, that's a good idea.
They get out in half the time, and they do get paid a little bit of the money, so they get some money to use in the commissary. And they're hardworking. Plus, in LA County, those state inmate hand crews, they're on duty 24/7. They have them that work, overnight. Whereas the paid hand crews that we have, I believe, 4 paid hand crew camps. Those guys go home at 5 o'clock.
Right. And, but what about the National Guard? Do they help you guys out fighting fires?
Usually on very big fires. I haven't seen them for quite a while. Unless something gets really big, then you get National Guard out there.
Wait, how long has it been since you've seen National Guard on a fire line?
Oh, it's been years.
Okay,
it's been many.
But this is why I ask, because Governor Newsom said he needs 400 of them back from LA because we got huge fires going on and they're burning out of control. You're saying that's not true?
I wouldn't say it's not true. I don't know the situation throughout the state, but I know that they're kind of the last resort. And also when depending on their level of training, sometimes before they can even go to a fire, they have to get some additional training. So what they'll do is they'll get some trained up. They've done that with the Marines before also, but they get them trained. And then they don't put them in the really hot situations. They may just have them working where the fire's already been knocked down, but they're doing the cold trail where they cut the fire line around the
That's hard work, huh?
Area. It's very hard work. And
so where are these fires burning? I know you're out in that area. Don't you live in the Big Bear Hills or mountains?
No. I live in Whittier.
I gave you an opportunity to be right in the middle of everything. You blew it.
No, but I have friends that live up there in Big Bear in that area. But yeah, and right now, so I didn't have the TV on earlier, but I'm watching on that Watch Duty app.
Yeah, I love that Watch Duty app.
And showing the fire, like that wolf fire out there out toward Banning. That's about almost 2,500 acres.
Oof. That's unbelievable. And so what are there air assets, as we call it in the business?
Yes. A lot of them are running out of Hemet, that Hemet-Ryan Airfield. That's where a lot of the state aircraft are running out of. And then also the big tankers that come from Central California, they'll fill up over at San Bernardino International Airport over off the 15. And it's kind of interesting. You can go on some of these flight tracker websites and the apps, and you can see them going in and loading and coming back.
Right. But I'm looking at the big one here. The biggest one right now, according to Watch Duty, is the Wolf Fire at 2,400 acres. Yeah.
But the thing is that can change in a hurry because these fires, when there's wind and there's topography, they can grow exponentially. So you have a fire that's, say, 400 acres, and an hour later it's going to be 1,600 because it's burning usually in 3 directions, sometimes 4 directions. So it grows exponentially. And just so everybody has an idea, and I'm sure you know that because you're such a mathematician.
Thank you.
That and 640 acres is a square mile. So to put that in perspective.
Oh, okay. All right. So we're the radio station we're the square mile of talk radio.
That's right. Exactly.
Buddy, I appreciate you coming on. Please call us if there's any update on any of these fires.
I absolutely will.
All right. Thank you. Steve Kreager, ex-fire captain, retired fire captain. From LA County Fire. We have the Lake Fire, which is up in the hills, up near, Lake Arrowhead area, a little northwest of Lake Arrowhead. And then you've got they're calling it the Louise Fire or the Juniper Juniper fire. I got to change that name. That's a little bit west of Paris, not France, but where you can buy what is it? Skydiving equipment. Go out and skydive at Paris. Enjoy that. And then we have the Wolf Fire. That's way out in Banning, Beaumont area. It's east of Beaumont, south of Banning, and I think it's still west. Yeah, it's west of Morongo. So it is a fire season that's gotten off to a quick start, and we'll have all of it throughout the day. We'll keep dipping in and telling you updates on all these fires.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
On Saturday, I drove out to, every once in a while, I like to go out to a Walmart that's bigger than ours and better than ours, and they have them. It's out in Santa Clarita. So I buzz out there. I finally talked my wife into going. She hates going out there because it's a 30-minute drive to see the same crap that's at our Walmart here. But I like how big the store is. And listening to Monks. Nice to see you, bub.
Hey, it's nice to see you, too.
And then I was listening to Chris Merrill on at 6 o'clock yesterday. I think it was either going to the track. Oh, it was on my way to the track. And he said, and he was saying, gas egg prices are at an all-time high. And I'm like, what? Is this guy either lying or this guy doesn't read the newspapers? And then you told me it was a best of.
Yeah, it was a
okay.
I guess he fell ill yesterday.
From like 4 months ago when egg prices
as
were
I was
high.
Listening to it, my head was turning. It's like, that's old.
That's right. Oh, that's okay. That makes me feel better. It also makes me feel better that I didn't go on Twitter and go, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
I'm sure he's used to that, as we all are.
But you had a great program. I can't imagine. You work 7 days a week.
I have been. They made me take a couple of days off last week, which was great because
why'd they make
it was like, you're working a lot. Why don't you take a day off? And I ended up thinking about you on one of these days off.
Really?
Because I didn't go to the track, but I went at the track to the mall there in Arcadia next to Santa Anita.
It's a beautiful mall.
Scored a beautiful couch.
Really? Wait, you bought a couch at a mall?
Kreager doesn't want to hear this story again, I know, because he's already heard it 11 times.
Wait, you bought a couch? Nobody buys couches at malls.
Macy's.
Oh, babu.
I didn't even go there to buy a couch.
How much was it?
You're going to fall out of your chair.
It's $1,800.
It was the original ticket. Nobody pays full price, right? But the original ticket is a better story this way. It was $5,000.
Okay. Yeah, it's a mall couch. Of course it's $5,000.
5-piece sectional sleeper sofa, a cutler, an ottoman.
That sounds good.
$800.
Wow. How'd you get to $800?
So tell me if I'm an idiot here. It was the floor model.
Oh, no.
A lot of butts have been on this couch before I hauled it out of there.
Great.
But it was so beautiful, and I needed one. We just weren't there that day looking for it.
All right.
But what do you...
Is it free delivery?
I had to pick it up.
Oh, no. Right off the floor.
I bought it Thursday, couldn't get it till Sunday. It was so much work.
Did it have any of the coolers in it or the chargers?
No, none of that. I don't like that.
Electric seat?
I need seamless seating.
Okay.
There's no eating on my couch.
I've never, ever heard anyone buying a floor model.
How do you pass up this beautiful, even though, look, there's probably been a lot of farting on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, a lot of kids on
butts.
It. Yeah. Does it smell like the mall? Because the mall has a smell.
It does, like pretzels and tears. Yeah,
pretzels and makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. But we wiped it down.
Okay.
And it's gorgeous. And I'm so happy. But I thought of you as like, this is where Uncle T-Bones hangs out.
Good for you. What are you working on now?
Well, look, a couple of things that I want to hit. Because you'll probably talk about more as the show goes on. Sure. But one, obviously, the Trump administration has taken a punch at Los Angeles again, this time in a form of a lawsuit against the sanctuary city policy that was enacted right after he was elected.
All right.
I think people forget that this sanctuary city policy in Los Angeles is pretty new. It's not even been half a year, basically.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They've had this thing.
I didn't know that.
They did it because they knew President Trump was running on this issue very hard. It was starting to look like, he's actually got a chance to go back to the White House. We better be prepared. So they did this. The Trump administration wants to invalidate it. They say this thing is the reason there's violence and vandalism and attacks on law enforcement, that they are getting in our way and they are preventing us from being able to do our job.
Right. But the sanctuary city policies, whether it's city, county, or state, are all just, I hate to say this, big lies. They don't trump federal law. So what are they good for?
There's a high level of symbolism in being a sanctuary city. This is you just like asserting your values.
Very high level.
Exactly. These are our values here in this city, and that you are welcome here. We will do our best to protect you. There are some legal components to it. The local resources in the local government are prohibited in most cases from being used in federal immigration enforcement. That means, for example, and the LAPD has had this policy for a long time, but just as an example, the LAPD is not going to ask you for your papers.
Right.
But if a federal agent comes and asks you for it, there's really nothing that Mayor Bass or an LAPD officer can do. That's why you're seeing a lot of criticism towards the LAPD and Mayor Bass that may not actually be fair from some activists who want to see more, because they cannot stop this federal immigration enforcement. But when you see LAPD surrounding the enforcement to keep protesters at bay,
right,
that seems to fly in the face of sanctuary city status to some activist observance, but that does not necessarily mean that's what's happening.
But that works against LAPD, because LAPD they have their hands tied by the mayor and this sanctuary city, and then when they show up to one of these ICE events, then they're perceived as helping ICE.
That's exactly the conundrum that they find themselves in.
Right, so they lose both ways.
Right. Now, look, the LAPD has had basically a sanctuary policy in a lot of ways since the late 70s. This predates my birth. This is long before Mayor Bass took office, that the LAPD does not mess around really with immigration. But they were in the early stages of these immigration efforts that we were starting to see here in Los Angeles, kind of late to responding to some of the crowds that were bustling down there. And you saw...
They dispute that, but I think you're right.
Well, they do dispute that. But the White House has criticized them for it. I've been on the scene of some of these and thought, where are they?
I love the fact that they dispute it, and you're there going, no, it's
well, because
it's happening.
Look, again, this is where it kind of gets murky for people who support sanctuary city status, because you don't want the police to block the protesters if you're, if you want to get in the face of the federal agents. But the LAPD is there to keep the peace, regardless of what you think about what's happening. And there were times where I thought, the peace is gone. Who's going to keep it or bring it back? And you're looking around thinking, who's in charge here? And that policy obviously shifted very quickly after the first few days of protests and unrest.
You know what I noticed about watching a lot of riot footage in downtown LA? I can pick out with 100% certainty which of the rock throwers had their dad around throwing a ball with them when they were younger.
You think it's a daddy issue?
No,
you think if you had a good parent at home?
It's the good form of throwing.
It's not a discipline thing. No. It's technique.
It is technique. It's totally technique.
Yeah.
If you've had a dad at home who threw the ball around with you, you look like you can throw. If dad wasn't around, you're like, wow, is this guy throwing with his offhand?
Yeah.
It's odd.
How do you think I would throw a ball to you if we went out in the yard right now?
I think you don't want people to know that you're a good thrower, but you are.
I got a bit of a sidearm.
Yeah, I think you do. You probably played high school or junior high ball or...
No, I was more of a videographer in high school. I filmed all the basketball games and did commentary.
But you can't be from Kentucky without having either basketball or baseball.
I can shoot a little bit. I can throw a ball, and I can.
Right.
I remember several months ago that there was a football on this desk, and you pointed at it, and you said, "Monks, can you tell me what this is?" So
I didn't know at that point you were from Kentucky, though.
Oh, I see.
Because when you're Kentucky, you've got a basketball, a football, or
and
a
baseball cigarette
in your hands, and especially a football or a basketball, and especially basketball.
Yeah,
I mean, University of Kentucky, when you were growing up, was a powerhouse.
Still is.
Yeah. But, I mean, they dominated.
Absolutely.
And in football, I don't know.
Not so much. Louisville's better at football.
Ohio was better with football.
Absolutely.
Ohio State, Michigan State, you had to go north.
Kentucky's been an SEC bottom dweller in football for a long time.
And then we dominate in baseball, USC and UCLA, some of the West Coast schools. But in hockey, it's all Midwest.
Yeah,
and Boston. It's all, Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, and Boston.
North Dakota.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Minnesota. Oh, they all come out of...
we all have our things that we're good at. And it's nice. It's parody.
Buddy, I appreciate you coming on.
Always a pleasure.
Monks every Saturday night at 7 to 10, 7 to 9.
They're going to do a special replay on Sunday at 2 as well. So you'll get a double dose of Monks on the weekend.
All
thanks to your boosterism.
That's fantastic, buddy. All right, so Saturday at 7, Sunday at 2.
You got it.
All right, you got Monks.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com. Featuring Anna Bay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anabay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
Bellio is sitting at the murder desk. KFI has a murder desk where we check in with all the people who've stepped off the curb. What do you say? What do you know about this guy in was it Washington or Idaho? Idaho.
It was the Brian Kohberger has agreed to plead guilty to all counts in the killings of 4 University of Idaho students, sparing him from the death penalty, according to a letter that was sent to victims' family members informing them of the plea deal. Okay, so
he did it.
If he's pleading it, right? He's admitting guilt.
Yeah, he's pleading guilty. He did it, and so the whole, all the evidence that's been gathered, all the testimony from neighbors, from that young lady who went through all that video to find that car. Remember that story?
Yeah, she worked at the gas station.
That's right.
So she's what really led them to finding his car, because she, on her overnight shift, went through all the surveillance video and found a white car speeding by at the time that they estimated that the murders took place.
Wow.
And that helped lead them to finding the car.
And then I think is Matt with us today?
He is.
Matt, you followed this case pretty carefully, didn't you?
Yeah, decently.
But you and I were fascinated. I remember on his drive home, his dad came to pick him up and then drove to Pennsylvania. And while they were driving across country, I think they got pulled over like 900 times.
Yeah, they got pulled over a few times.
Like 5 times.
Yeah.
But what do you think that was? You think the cops were watching him, or you think he was just heavy with the pedal?
I think it was a combo. I think they were closely monitoring where he was going, perhaps.
Wow.
But yeah, I can't imagine that conversation, especially after the first pullover.
Oh man, unbelievable! And at that point, the dad doesn't know that his son's a murderer.
No, and he was stopped twice in the matter of minutes in Indiana while driving from Washington State University to his parents' home in Pennsylvania.
Wow, man, oh man. I've been pulled over in Pennsylvania before. I was driving a red Pulsar with
a Pulsar? Sorry.
With T-tops, and it was a red Pulsar T-tops with a California license plate, and nothing said, "I'm moving cocaine" more than that car. I got pulled over all the time in the Midwest. And everything was taken out of the car. Everything. Suitcases, shoes, glove compartment, everything was gone through. It took me like 45 minutes to pack it all back in the car. Because they don't pack it back in there for you.
No, I would think not. Does this go here?
Sorry to bother you. And then they're gone. Oh, Christ. I got to put the spare tire back in. It was, and meanwhile, I'm the turnpike and trucks are going 90 miles an hour past me. All right, let's find out. This guy did it. He killed those students up in Idaho and Washington area. This guy
accused of killing college students in Idaho has agreed to plead guilty to all counts. This is according to a letter sent to the victims' family members. Brian Kohberger will be sentenced to 4 consecutive life sentences. He will also waive all rights to appeal. Kohberger is accused of killing 4 people back in 2022. Again, he has agreed to plead guilty to all counts per the victims' family members. His next hearing is set for this Wednesday to change his plea.
That's amazing. And so he's never going to see the light of day. He will never, ever experience a free moment again in his life. And he's a young kid, too. Isn't he in his 20s? I think he's 25.
Let me look.
All right. I think he's in his 20s. And just, I don't know what the hell got into him. But
28.
28. Okay. So when it happened, he was 25, 26, 25, something like that. And now that's a wrap on him. So we'll never see from Kohberger again. We're never going to, he's not going to be around. He's not going to kill anybody unless he kills somebody in prison. But that is a long life he's got in front of him. Because they take pretty good care of you, I think, in prison. I think you can live into your 70s. So he's looking at maybe 50 years of living behind bars. 50 years for killing those poor kids. Those kids are just out having a good time, enjoying themselves, going to school, doing what they should do. And then this complete a-hole comes by and wipes them out.
In their beds.
It's unbelievable. Yeah. Just attending college. And mom and dad thought, well, I'm glad these kids are going to a school that's not in a big city. They'll be nice and safe out in the in the country where Washington and Idaho meet, right there where the river is, and they got wiped out. It can happen everywhere, anywhere people are. You can run into complete a-holes. All right, when we come back, we have a great story. Didn't start off great with Disney Cruises. A kid fell off the ship while they were coming back to, I think, Fort Lauderdale. They were coming back from some Caribbean island to Fort Lauderdale, and somehow a child fell off the ship. It's a good ending, though.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com. Featuring Anabay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anabay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
We're going to have an update at the top of the hour on the fires burning out in the Inland Empire. But first, a great story coming out of the Disney Cruise Line. Usually when a kid falls overboard, I hate to say it, it's usually a wrap. And some ships, when a guy falls overboard, they don't even slow down. They, if a drunk guy is screwing around and he dives off it at night, by the time they turn that cruise ship around, it'll probably be 25 minutes before they can get back to that spot and then look for him forever. And it doesn't usually work out. But when there's kids involved, it's different than a drunk guy in his 30s who gets into a fist fight with his mom. It's a little different when kids go. So a kid on the Disney cruise ship fell overboard, and from 4 stories up. And on most ships, they'll over the intercom they'll start saying mob, M-O-B. And on Disney cruise ships, they say Mr. Mob. So it doesn't scare the hell out of the other families and the kids. But Mr. Mob means man overboard on a cruise ship. And Disney's policy is to jam the engines, to lock the engines up immediately, and as soon as they can, start reversing them to stop that ship. They also throw inner tubes out there with detectors, with lights on them, with GPS on them. And if it's foggy, they'll even throw out smoke bombs where they can mark the spot where the kid fell over. So the kid falls into the ocean in the Atlantic, and the dad jumps off to save his daughter. And everybody doing the news story said, yeah, and the dad, he jumped off over to save his daughter. And they're like, well, what else would he have done? Finish up his bingo card. Was it blackout? People are going to win like a mint coat or something? No, of course you jump over. Every father would jump over to save their kid. Every single dad. And if you didn't, there's something wrong with you. So the dad jumps over, the kid's in the water, and they try to stop that ship as quickly as they could. I think they said within 4.5 minutes, they had the ship stopped and a rescue boat going out there to grab the kid and the dad. It's an incredible story. And they pull the kid back up on board and the dad back up on board. And there's a lot of footage of it because everybody has a camera now. And so there's a ton of footage online on social media. There's a lot of it on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok of this entire procedure. But man, it is incredible that how Disney has a policy in case this happens to make sure that those two people are brought back up on board immediately. It's amazing. Here's some audio from it here.
Just terrifying moments on a Disney cruise over the weekend. A passenger telling us that a young girl fell overboard and her dad jumped in right after her. We have video of the rescue. Let's go to that. You can see crew on a small boat, father and daughter still in the water. The Disney Dream was returning to Fort Lauderdale on Sunday after a 4-night Bahamian cruise. Passengers say that an emergency code for man overboard went out over the ship's intercom and the crew immediately went into rescue mode. A Disney Cruise Line spokesperson saying in part, the crew aboard the Disney Dream swiftly rescued 2 guests from the water and commended crew members for the safe return of both guests within minutes.
It was incredible. It's incredible to watch. You can see the footage of it. It was a beautiful rescue of that father and his daughter. But some questions come up, like how the hell did that happen? I mean, how the hell were they putting their kid up on the railing and take a picture of him? Somebody goofed. Somebody screwed up. Because kids, I'm sure those railings are extra tall. There's a lot of kids on these Disney cruise ships. And I've never heard of this happening on a Disney cruise ship. Disney's been around for a long time in the cruise business. I've never heard of this. And also, when you do get the kid back on board and dad on board, you got to keep an eye on that girl. I don't know what's going on with her, whether she climbed up and fell over. Maybe she's one of these really active young people who's always climbing everything. You got to keep an eye on her. And that scared the hell out of the dad. And I imagine the entire family and everybody who watched this, you watch the rescue live. And I don't know how you do it without sending your kids to the cabin first. You got to protect your kids first. So you send the kids to the cabin, then you come back up and you're going to need a drink. And then you watch the rescue that's going on. But it's remarkable. These cruise ships take an awful long time to stop and turn around. And I don't know how they did that so quickly. I don't know if they were, full steam ahead or what. But some of these cruise ships may take 3, 4, or 5 miles to stop and then turn around. But I don't know how Disney did that with their ship, man. They stopped that sucker on a dime and brought that family back on board. All right, let's get a quick update here on the fires burning in the Inland Empire. What's going on out there?
I can tell you that the wolf fire has settled a bit. You don't really see a lot of the flames and smoke that we saw earlier this morning, but you could definitely hear overhead those helicopters, and that's because CAL FIRE Riverside Air has been putting on quite the air show for us as they have been doing a lot of those water drops. But thousands of Riverside County residents do remain under evacuation orders and warnings as CAL FIRE Riverside crews continue to battle 2 major wildfires. And as I mentioned, I'm here at the wolf fire, but take a look at what it looked like earlier as they were battling those flames here at the wolf fire.
The wolf fire is out near Banning in that area, East San Bernardino. Well, not east, I guess East San Bernardino is Arizona. So Western San Bernardino?
Fixed-wing
Riverside, that whole area.
Fixed-wing aircraft were making a continuous assault here on the San Jacinto Mountains, where the wolf fire consumed over 2,000 acres of dry brush since that wildfire broke out yesterday afternoon. Now, CAL FIRE Riverside has been utilizing air power to tackle flames from above in those hard-to-reach heavy brush and steep terrain areas. The fire agency estimates 2,400 acres have burned, with containment now set at 30%. So far, no structures have been impacted by flames, but evacuation orders are in place. And earlier, I spoke to residents residents of Sun Lakes. It's a retirement community that is under those evacuation warnings.
I'm by myself, so I'm packed, and I've only been in here a year, so I'm not used to this. That's why I've come out to the neighbors, because they all know so much more than I do.
If those evacuation warnings change to evacuation orders, we need them to be ready to go fairly quickly.
Now, meanwhile, the juniper fire is burning in the unincorporated area of Riverside County near Paris. Evacuation orders have been issued for the area, with several homes threatened. CAL FIRE Riverside crews are battling the swift-moving wildfire being flamed by wind and that dry vegetation. That fire has burned nearly 700 acres with zero containment. Now, evacuation and care centers have been set up at each of those fire locations. The fire that is burning in Juniper, the care center there is Citrus High School, and the care center.
Did you hear that? These were the evacuation centers are. Very important for people who live out in the Inland Empire.
Fire that is burning in Juniper, the care center there is Citrus High School.
Citrus High School. Get out there and enjoy yourself. You know, you can get a nice cot, air conditioning. They'll have food there for you, water, medical aid if you need it.
And the care center here for the Wolf Fire is set up at Hemet High School as well.
Hemet High School for the one near Banning.
Hemet High School as well. Now, as you can see, we're not seeing a lot of smoke and flames here at the Wolf Fire, but it does continue to burn as those crews try to build those containments.
All right, we'll have updates for you all day. That's a big story out in Riverside and San Bernardino area. We're live on KFI AM 640. Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Now, you can always hear us live on KFI AM 640, 4 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and anytime on demand on the iHeartRadio app.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com. Featuring Anna Bay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anna Bay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slip covers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.